Today I want to share with you some of the interactive features of Solegi, Stratigent's desktop dashboard application. Users love Solegi because it's so interactive. The most basic interactivity is the mouse over. So mousing over any item on the dashboard is going to bring a pop-up window that'll show additional information. In this case, the pop-up gives the source of the data and a definition. But these pop-ups are custom built, so they can include information such as, in this case we could look at campaign starts and ends, or in regional sales we can even see the performance data in the pop-up. Users are also able to click on the plus sign of any object and make it larger. When I do it in this case, I can see that conversion rate was actually being hidden because it didn't fit. But if I wanted it to display, I could right-click on any of the subtitles here and just hide one of the metrics that isn't as valuable to me, like policies submitted. There, now I've got it all fitting in the same object. The ability to sort is also automatically built into every object. So in this case, the paid search is sorting by cost per policy, but I could just as easily sort it by sales by clicking on it, from low to high, or clicking on it again and sorting it from high to low. Some objects are designed with drill-down functionality. So in this case, we designed an object that enables us to drill into the unique KPIs for each channel. So you can see it over in the bottom left-hand corner. The KPIs for email are very different than the KPIs for Facebook. But this object allows us to give the user a lot of information by only taking up a small amount of space on the dashboard. This social media monitoring object over here is also one of my favorites. So let's say I want to monitor social mentions about Stratigent. All I had to do was type Stratigent into the search box and hit enter. And within a few seconds it displayed these results. I can also interact with these mentions by mousing over them. So I can click on mouse over, for example. I'm also able to right click. Let me make this a little larger. So I'm able to right click on any one of these objects, and I could mark it as red, which is going to make it a lighter color, or I could also remove it if it were one that were irrelevant, or I could even give it a flag. Each of these items is also a link, so if I click on one, it's going to open up a browser window and take me directly to that mention. So far I've shown you several ways to interact with the dashboard object. But if you mouse over the object title and click on the menu button, there are even more ways to interact. So if I click on this menu button, I can also see that I might want to set up an alert. Or if I go up in my graph object, within this menu, I might use it to select a different metric to display. Again, which is another great way for users to have access to a lot of information without taking up a lot of space. I mean, if I had 3 separate graphs, one for each one of these metrics, it would take up most of the real estate on my dashboard. Within that menu, we can also build functionality that allows you to change the date range. So this social media monitoring object actually has the most elaborate one. Many different ways of being able to look at this data. In fact, within the date range, I can even select a custom date range if I wanted to look at it that way. Finally, this is more of an aesthetic thing, but users can change the color theme of their dashboards as well. I found that analysts tend to like it in this dark carbon color, but I like it typically in the frost color, and that's typically what I used for a demo. Solegi empowers marketers to personalize their dashboards. Imagine how Solegi could change the way your users interact.